Welcome back into the Insiders. Kenny Caraway is here for the handoff. We typically do this mid-segment because we got off track with Leroy Butler and we had to move some clocks around. Kenny's just going to start the segment with us.
Disappointed in my man James Ham.
Really brutal, man.
You got to work this thing out. You can be like, come back, because he left during the break or whatever. You got to come back and be like, yo, it's going down. I wouldn't change your dial from ESPN 1320 for the rest of the day. It's going down. Now, he didn't say what's going down. He just said it's going down. So, that's how you got to work it.
I was talking about this. I have like 3 people I talk to on a regular basis who, if I'm hanging out with them and they're like, oh, I need to take this call, or, oh, I just got a text. I'm like, you said what? Like, let's talk about it. And James, when he walked past my window and he goes just like this, Chatty House, he goes, I have to take this call.
I did.
And I was like, oh, let's go.
I probably should have just taken the call after the show.
I need hand signals though. I need the call, not basketball. I need something.
Well, I didn't know before. But
wow.
Yeah.
That once again, like I said, you didn't say, well, you wouldn't have been saying anything. You're like, yo, it's going down. Don't stop listening to 1320. Dude, you didn't say what was going down. You didn't say a trade. You didn't say a transaction. We could be talking about the new Uni tracker is out. You could have been talking about that. You didn't have to say specifically, but we left them on the edge.
We know James is a big uniform guy.
No,
I don't know how they do that. Did you see that they have all the uniform combinations out for the rest of the season? I used to always think they did that like day of or the night before.
No, this is not baseball. Isn't that crazy in baseball? The starting pitcher picks the uniforms.
I didn't know.
He's like,
that.
I'm feeling green today, guys.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like in basketball, people don't know that the opposing team gets to choose which end of the court they warm up on.
That is always bizarre because you watch games and one day the Kings will be finishing on one side of the court, and the other day they'll be finishing. I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
Well, it's like in football, just which way is the wind going, and you want to make sure you're shooting to end the game on the better side.
Typically, the team wants defense in front of their bench, right? Oh, maybe that's just me. I think I want defense in front of my bench at the end of the game.
At the end of the game?
So you can be more communicative?
Yeah.
And play.
There's an argument for offense too, but I think I want defense.
A weird thing that goes on during pregame every game, which I don't know if a lot of people know, that the whistle it has a chip in it and it's tied to the clock. And they go and they check the whistles in pregame and make sure it stops the clock. So as soon as they blow the whistle, it stops the clock.
That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And really so cool. all 3 of the officials have their whistle attached to the clock, and boom, boom, boom. Like as soon as so one guy will test out everyone's whistle before the game, which is kind of strange.
Well, put some Clorox on that whistle afterwards, sir. I always thought it was that little thing on their hip, right? Don't they control the clock by that too?
It's possible that they can also control the clock by that, but
because they do that when like somebody's rolling the ball, so like maybe they have control of it or whatever, but they're always got their hand. on
because
their hip.
You're not blowing the whistle.
Right, exactly.
So that's why you would have it in that situation where you're starting the clock and the moment the ball is touched, but you don't want to blow the whistle and stop the clock and stop everything. I
always wondered in sports, and I'm learning them all right now. This is amazing.
I would love to have like an hour to just sit down with an official from each league. I just have questions.
Oh, they'd be mad at me.
No,
why are y'all so dumb?
No, but that's just no. But that's the thing is, I would like obviously if you ask that, they're not going to answer you right.
Right.
But if you know going in, you can take notes on like, all right, I want to get to the bottom of why X, Y, and Z happen. You can frame your questions around why do these things happen.
Yeah, I'm just joking. I wouldn't be disrespectful, but like you talk about the Dame Lillard play the other day that Mike Brown was upset with. Like, okay, De'Aaron's hand was on his hip. Number one, did it affect the shot? I would say no. And number two, what's the difference between De'Aaron's hand being on Lillard's hip then, and then if De'Aaron was 4 feet away from the basket and Lillard had a hand on his hip, you probably wouldn't get a foul call, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between the two? I would ask them, those type of questions because it doesn't make any sense.
I would ask in football, do they ever blindly throw flags?
Mm.
It feels like there's a lot of calls where they're just like, yeah, that's a flag.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just looks like a penalty. So I'm going to throw even if they didn't
specifically, like late hits, pass interference.
The one that there's a million examples, but one that sticks out in my mind is like Niners Browns. Tayshaun Gibson goes shoulder to chest on a Browns receiver, no contact to the helmet from either player, and they throw a flag.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just, did they see helmet to helmet, or did they go, oh, that's a big hit over the middle of the field, that's just flag?
I wish they would just take the 2 seconds to look at those plays.
I agree. It's one replay. By the time you get everything settled, it's taking no extra time off the game. I agree with you.
And I say all the time, man, they are human. And the thing that bothers me the most is they don't talk. And if they would just say after the game, I got that wrong, I can live with that. You're a human being. You're going to mess calls up. Like, I don't expect it to be perfect, but don't tell me I saw something I didn't see.
Got it.
Like, just be like, I was wrong.
Everybody forgave Jim Joyce, who blew Armando Galarraga's perfect game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why? Because after the game, Jim Joyce, very remorseful, was like, I blew it.
Mm-hmm.
If officials did that and just like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I thought I saw a foul, went back and looked, there wasn't one. That's on me.
I think on occasion, you do see them go over and talk to the team and say, hey, like, look, we missed that. Our bad.
For sure.
Like, we can't go back, but we missed it.
Can we do keys to the game in 50 seconds?
Rapid fire.
Okay, go. Number 1.
Don't get in a track meet.
Yeah, no, you can't do that with the Pacers. They will run you out of the gym. Number 1, expose them. They can't play defense. Expose them. Number 2.
Oh shoot. Don't forget Buddy Hield, and don't let Buddy Hield beat you.
It says don't let Buddy Hield, and I agree with that. You just can't let him Buddy Hield, but also if he wants to Buddy Hield, you got to let him.
If he wants to Buddy Hield, go ahead.
Number 2 for me, you got to get switchable against this team. They are athletic and long, and they got a lot of guys that can do the same stuff. Like if you're trying to run around screens and stuff, they will hurt you. Number 3,
get right after a tough couple of games. You got to get right here. You got to figure out a way to atone for what happened the last couple of days.
Tyrese Halliburton's out. Can't get complacent. Go beat them down.
Don't let TJ McConnell beat you.
If all of those things happen, the Kings will win tonight. KC, thank you so much. D'Lo and KC coming up next on ESPN 1320 Sacramento Sports Later.